Recording? It's recording. Okay. All right, so a couple of things that you see right away. What I told you was this. And here's what I'm going to really ask a lot of you today. Today's topics for the long-run equilibrium and efficiency, really vital for this test and also for your AP exam. So I really need to get your attention and make sure that throughout the entire class, I'm going to get you up halfway through and we'll get you moving around a little bit. But I really need your attention to make sure that you can nail these two parts. Because we're tested on Friday. For those of you that missed yesterday, I tested on Friday. And there's both of these parts are important aspects of this test. All right, so what I just gave you is I told you about, I said I was going to give you a perfectly competitive, profit-maximizing firm earning a short-run loss. Is that what I said? Yeah. Right? So you are going to see a perfectly competitive firm, profit-maximizing firm earning short-run loss. That's what you were given. And so this is a lot of times what it will say at the beginning of an essay question or the beginning of a multiple choice question. It'll tell you it is a perfectly competitive firm. It'll tell you, are you in the short run? It'll tell you that you're profit maximizing. Now here's what the importance is behind these. Is that if it says to you that you're a profit maximizing firm, what does that have to, what does that trigger for you? When you hear profit maximizing, what does that trigger?
They want money.
You want profit. That's good. Someone said you want money, and so they're correct. When you hear profit maximizing, Glenn?
Isn't it like MR equals MC?
Every time, isn't that what you said yesterday as well? Was the MR and MC thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was or not. Whenever you hear profit maximizing, you have to think MR and MC. Because that's the key behind all this stuff. If you were to be told this is a revenue maximizing firm, you'd have to know that I'm not producing where MR equals MC because it's not profit maximizing. A profit maximizing firm is only where MR equals MC. Right? So that's the first thing that you know. So if you were to have drawn your line in here, I'll see if I can. It was a little bit darker for the people in Never Never Land to be able to see. If here's my line, I know this is my price, this is my MR. What else is this line? It's also your demand too, right? And I'm asking you this now because it plays in the last 15 minutes of the class. We'll come back and talk about that again. And when I have my marginal cost, I know now where I'm producing because I produce right here. And then what you're going to have is you're going to be able to do your AVC, which we don't care about for this one. And we said you had a loss. So this is what yours should have looked like. This is what my loss is. If I'm going to ask you to shade it, I actually want you to shade it. Because what I'm concerned about, I want to make sure that no one shades that little triangle in. Because from Unit 1, you got enamored with shading in triangles. Because we talked about deadweight loss. And now you see a graph like this, you see a triangle, and you go, oh, I got to include that triangle. Okay, so you got to kind of keep them separate. We don't need to shade this because what you need to look for, folks, you need to look to make sure that my price, and here's my quantity level. If this is my quantity, I have to go up to that ATC. If you're making a profit, then you go down to the ATC. The crucial thing is to draw that Q in there. Now the second step I asked you to do is to draw an industry curve. Your industry curve is, if I would have drawn it like this, and just done it randomly, what's wrong with how I drew that supply-demand curve in relation to this firm? In relation to that firm.
Isn't demand supposed to be completely elastic?
Well, it is up here. For the firm it is, but this is the industry demand. This is the market demand. The market demand has to be downsloping because of the income effect, because of the substitution effect, because of diminishing margin returns. No, because of diminishing margin utility. Because remember, so that a market demand is always downsloping, a market supply is always upsloping. What's off? Think about your characteristics of perfect competition. Many sellers. You have to have a homogeneous product or a non-differentiated product. You have to have free entry and free exit. There's one more we're missing.
No price setting?
You have no price setting ability, which means you're a price taker. Where does the firm get the price from?
From like the market.
From the market. So where does that price have to be set?
At the
If you set the price, if these guys are price takers, you guys have to see. You have to see the supply-demand graph has to agree with your firm. Wherever the price is set from your industry, that has to agree with your firm. All right? Wherever the price is of the industry, it has to agree with the firm. All right, so that's one thought. Erase that one. Would you please now give me a perfectly competitive, profit-maximizing firm that is earning short-run profits, and also give me the industry curve too.